Okay. Let's see. There was some technical stuff and the lighting was trash over where I was. And this is way overexposed, so give me like 1 second. Um, but I'm just gonna be live streaming from here today. So hold on 1 second. Uh, Actually, I might as well leave that on, or I don't know. My camera settings are. Hold on. I think I got this. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Yay. Now I just have to hold this the whole time. All right. How is everyone's day going? Mine is pretty chill, not gonna lie. Let's see. I just caught up to Be Hero X. Those episodes are going by way too quickly. I just love that show. If you aren't watching it this season, you definitely should. I just finished Apothecary Diaries. That one I have some words for. I don't know. It's interesting, the whole Mao Jinsi relationship, and the whole entire like political situation is not like the clearest thing. Um, and I'm just like keeping up with it because I like the characters, honestly, and I read the manga before the anime even got adapted, and the manga was confusing at times too because the manga is adapted from a light novel, and the light novel itself is translated. So this work has been translated several times over, um, and so with that, it's kind of like you have these like complex political situations coming up with all these different relationships, and who's related to who's whose daughter, who betrayed who and whatnot and everything, and all that kind of gets lost in translation essentially. Not lost, but it's, I don't know. It's not the easiest thing to follow. I just like the characters. And so yeah, that's over, at least for the time being. Um, and I don't know. I read the novels too. They're just as confusing as the show. If the show is confusing to you, if you watched it at all or anything, but I don't know. Maybe not, because we're all watching One Piece here. So that's the main thing. On this channel, I have not gotten any spoilers for this chapter. I'm excited to read it. But yeah, let's see. We're just going to get into it and everything. Let's see. If you're watching this video on like the VOD, let me know in the comments like what shows you're into right now. Let's see. On my channel, I'm trying to post more consistently. I put out a video yesterday. I had an idea for a couple I could record today, but I haven't recorded them yet. I'm just going to record them tomorrow. But I'm thinking there's one video that I mentioned in the video that I posted yesterday that I haven't actually made yet, but it's called like Is One Piece Worth the Watch? And I was like drafting up a script for that and everything. And then I still remember I do need to make like, well, I was planning on making like a small black One Piece YouTuber list for people to kind of go and reference. Like talking about people with less than like 15k subs and everything. So there's that one. So if you guys have any preference on like which video you would be interested in, let me know for sure, and I can put that one at the top of the queue. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this latest One Piece chapter. Let's see, at the end of 1154, we had Rocks show up finally. And yeah, so we are still in flashback mode, I assume. And we'll just get into it. Okay, the nice cover page is Usopp Looks like he's hugging Luffy, but it is out of fear, not out of just genuine care for his fellow crewmate slash captain. Everyone else is around. They're in some little bird town, which is cute. I wonder if this means that Yamato's pilgrimage is over. I don't know. Maybe not. I haven't kept up with like the order of like the cover stories and which one means and whatever. But okay. Rock showed up to baby Loki. Baby Loki had just tried to unalive himself, unfortunately, because his life kind of high-key sucks at the moment. So, let's get into it. Chapter 1155, The Rock's Pirates. Wow, okay, we're here. Okay, yeah, this is Elbaf, but okay, just for anybody who's new, I'm just going to read through the chapter. I'm not going to show it on the screen or anything like that, just because I don't want any copyright type of stuff or anything. So yeah, I'm just going to read it. You can follow along if you want, but here we go. Okay. Yeah, this is Elbaf, but my dad ain't here. He's on an expedition. He's laying there. He's not laying there. He's sitting upright. His eyes are uncovered. Are you puny humans? I've never seen your kind before. You really do scurry around. Ha ha ha. Oh, you're adorable. Wait, did you say, Dad, you're Harold's kid? Even on an expedition, you can still get in touch with him. What's your name? Loki. Okay, Loki, you're gonna do as I say. All right? Go back home right now and get someone to contact your old man. Here's a message you tell them to pass on. Loki is gravely wounded. Return to Elbaf at once. Huh? Since when do I have to listen to what you humans say? Man, his eyes are terrifying. Plus, it's not like Dad would come back home just because I got hurt. Stop ordering me around, you little weakling. Rock's sword attacks were famous for blasting everything in sight like a gigantic hammer or cannonball. Dang. Vohahaha. There, what'd I just say? Loki's gone and gotten wounded. The madman had crossed Harold's path. Oh, now... Okay, now we are 3 flashbacks deep because we're going back to the Reverie. At the Reverie, 1 year, 5 kings have been attacked and captured. It's an abduction. They were taken by a large man dressed in black. The lives of kings are no threat to Mu. I suppose not, but your holy land is in panic. In a historical anomaly never repeated before or since, someone infiltrated the Chamber of Flowers at the very core of the Holy Land. That looks like Gunko, because it has the heterochromia and whatnot. The man described himself as a worshiper of Davy Jones. He did not do anything more than this, as he knew he could not. But before he departed, he left a warning. I will be back right here. Naturally, word of this incident never saw the light of day. But as it happened, one other man infiltrated the Holy Land at the same time. Look at him. He's far bigger than a giant. I desire him for a slave. Of course you would, you celestial dragon. No, he should be killed and stuffed for display. Wow. That's a little bit even worse. Guards, protect your lieges. And he's on fire. Hot, 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 hot. Fine, fine. The talks are off. I apologize for trespassing, but is this really necessary? Don't let the king abductor get away. No, that wasn't me. Okay, so... Case of, like, people who are in the wrong place at the wrong time. Let's see. The admiral's been defeated. His attacker went to the palace. Be wary. Huff, huff. Okay, so they're crossing paths. What is all of this hubbub about? Bring me the big one. He must be the one who kidnapped the kings. I'm not going to be the fall guy. I'll seize him. And a giant in the Holy Land? Is this guy lost or something? Wow. That is a massive sword. Okay. The clash between strangers eradicated any sign of others for 5 kilometers around. Vohaha, ha, name yourself. Bah ha ha ha. I am Harold. I'm Rox. Aim at the town with the next blow. If they capture us, they'll turn you into a slave. Okay, so they started fighting. Now they're working together? Question mark. Don't think, just do it. Which way is Elbath? The new world's that way. If you survive, let's meet again, Harold. Never. I don't consort with villains. And he jumps off the red line. The Navy admiral that Rox had just struck down perished of his wounds just by emergency measures. After his many crimes of the day, Rox's name was launched into infamy, and his deeds stunned the rest of the world. Sometime later, he attacked a ship laden with heavenly tributes en route to sacred Marijwa. Not only that, he destroyed the Gate of Justice and fled once again. With this ship and money as an initial base to work from, Rox dove into the pirating business. Okay, so this was before he was even a pirate, I guess. Interesting. His activities were always hostile towards the government, but his first target was actually another pirate ship. In the pirating world, there had long existed a famous and merciless game played between crews. The Davy Back fight. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. The Davy Back fight consisted of various competitions in which pirates gambled the fate of crewmates and flags. Rox made good use of this game to assemble a very solid lineup for himself. At this point, his motley crew of miscreants flew no flag. They've got someone amazing. You guys are going to be shocked. And that was when they arrived at Elbath. The Davy Back fights are okay. I mean, when they did the Davy Back fight with Foxy, it was like the stakes were high. Like they were actually trading crewmates and things. And so, hold on. Let me see. The stakes were really high for the Davy Back fight. And that was like a legitimate concern because Chopper was going to get traded, and so was Robin. But they only showed up that one time, and they have never showed up again until now. Until like freaking 1,000 episodes later. And well, I guess I'll save this for the end. Yeah, hold on. Let me just check something. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about the Davy Back fights in a minute. Okay. So they arrived at Elbath. That would. Okay. Whatever. Aris Castle, Elbath. I hurried back as soon as I could, but you're already nearly healed up. What a relief. I know you're a very strong boy, Loki, but you should stay away from the underworld. You're lucky you only fell from a cliff this time. There were plenty of other dangers that could befall you there. I can't believe Dad actually came back. That was just a coincidence, right? He wouldn't come back to see me. Oh, the little boy who doesn't know love. Okay. Rox, I've heard all about your exploits. What are you doing here? I've been dying to see you, pal. So are they... They're friends. Okay, yeah, I guess so. You should join me, Harold. The world government's not going to hear you out anyway. Didn't you learn that lesson last time? Nonsense. The day I team up with a band of infamous rogues like you is the day our allies lose all faith in us. There's a lot of people. Appreciate the feast. What, so you'd rather be ground beneath the world government's heel? I'm looking for a way to avoid that. We ought to be equals, every one of us. Now you're talking nonsense, Harold. Elbaf is a nation of almighty warriors. Anything you don't like, you can just smash to bits. He's huge. Is that, what's her face? Oh my gosh, what's her name? We just saw her. Whitebeard's alleged wife. And then there's Whitebeard right there. And then I'm sure all of these people we've seen before, question mark, probably. Someone probably already knows all their names already. So that's the King of Elbaf. Okay, yeah. Buchan, Stussy, Buckingham. Okay, well, never mind. Their names are all right here. Okay. That's ancient history. Elbaf is changing. People's nature doesn't ever change. I know that fighting blood is in your veins. I know that fighting blood in your veins is bubbling over. Can we at least eat in peace? If you people follow this man, it's only disaster that awaits you. Follow. Okay. Okay. Oh, Shiki. Shiki the Golden Lion. Were they from a movie? I think they were from a movie. Okay. Follow this fool. Don't make me laugh. We're all individuals. If Rox dies, it won't affect the rest of us in the least. That's true, but his plan is very appealing to me. We're set to make a killing. You know about Fullaled, that island of exiles? They call it Pirate Island. They ship out all the hardened criminals there. That countries can't handle in their own prisons. It was supposed to be a deserted island without food where the damned simply wait to die. But in recent years, they've survived and built up a settlement there. Sounds like Australia. How do you think that happened? Wang Zi, Commodore of Pirate Island, Edward Newgate, Gangster Lesu Don Marlon, Miss Buchan, Science Robber, interesting, Shiki the Golden Lion. It turns out there's a gold lode under that island. When the criminal underworld found out, they rushed to help mine it, and the prisoners made themselves a fortune. The government's seeing red. Pirate smuggler. Okay. That island's crawling with vicious brigands. Get anywhere near it and they'll rob you blind. So we made a deal with the government. I says to them, if we get that island back, how much will you give us? If they're willing to pay us, sure, we'll go raid Pilot Island and split the treasure between us. But we ain't giving the government the island or the prisoners. I'm gonna rule over Fullaled, and I'll get the idiots who live there to help me build a pirate's paradise. Can't you see the dumbfounded looks on the government and Navy's faces? Vohahaha. Okay. And so that's probably when Garp showed up, because Rox he reneged on his deal with them, probably. I don't know. This is just the prologue of my life. With that island as my base, I'll wipe out the Navy and bring the Holy Land to its knees. In the end, I'll be the king of the world. You're making an enemy out of the entire world. It's too much to handle. Go ahead and doubt me. Sooner or later, someone's going to do it. There's no authority in the world that lasts forever. Let's go, Harold. If we team up, we're unstoppable. And Loki's watching all of this. Save your breath. I'm a king. You think I care? Let's go and take over the world. And that sounds very appealing to little Loki. And the next thing Loki knew, his outlook on life had been saved. 4 years later, after Harold ignored repeated invitations, Rox finally carried out his plan. The formidable lineup that joined him caused the world to quake with terror. Let's get going, boys. Okay. So, now, are we finally going to get to see, what is it? Whatever that battle's called on Fullaled with Garp and everything. It definitely looks like we're headed that way, but I also thought we were in the middle of Loki's flashback. So I No, this is definitely set up to show us kind of what happens at Full of Lead. Um, right after. That's what I'm imagining this next chapter will be. And let's see, when is that next chapter showing up? It does not say. Let me Google that real quick. How's everyone doing in the meantime? Everyone having an awesome, fantastic, and wonderful day? I hope so. When is the next One Piece chapter coming out? One week break. Okay. 1 week break is fine. Let's see. So we kind of got... Oh, just got to make sure that this stays in front of my mouth. Because it's like a unidirectional microphone. So we got a little bit more about Rox and everything. I'm hearing a lot of talk that Rox is the father of both Buggy and Blackbeard. And they're saying that one of his eyes looks like Blackbeard's eyes and one of his eyes looks like Buggy's eyes. And it's just interesting to me to see all the kinds of theories that pop up just from screen captures alone. I don't know about Buggy. You see, Buggy's the type of character, he continues to fail upwards. He's never actually had like that much confidence in himself. He's kind of like Usopp, essentially. Consistently lying, trying to make a name for himself. Except, unlike Usopp, people believe Buggy and they're motivated by him. And so what Buggy has gained is a mass of followers. And then through some mishap, he has Crocodile and Mihawk working for him. They would never say that. But in the eyes of the government and everybody else around, Buggy's the mastermind. And Crocodile and Mihawk are working for him. And so if you take Blackbeard's character, Blackbeard is someone who has kind of schemed his way. He's made plans, he's enacted them. He has an agenda, and he's carrying out that agenda seemingly successfully. It started with Ace, and I'm just trying to think. So, Rox, father of Blackbeard, because it did say Rox was the father of Blackbeard. Rox, father of Blackbeard. Blackbeard ends up on Whitebeard's ship. Whitebeard was Rox's former crewmate. On Whitebeard's ship, Whitebeard and Gold Roger fight, and then they become friends. So they're allies with Gold Roger. Allies, I don't know. Then Gold Roger's son ends up on the ship. Blackbeard, that whole conflict was like he was trying to get a devil. No, he did get the devil fruit that he wanted. He was after that from the beginning. So he got the devil fruit that he wanted. Ace went to go capture him. He defeated Ace, turned Ace into the government, became a warlord, um, used his, I don't want to say he used his immunity as a warlord to go show up at Marineford. But, I mean, yeah, he did. I mean, he was attacking Marines anyway, so it's not like they were trying to. It's not like they were attacking him. But anyway, he went to Marineford and he got Whitebeard's power after he got the Darkness Devil Fruit. And then I'm just trying to like draw out everything that I've known about Blackbeard. He seems to have no animosity towards Luffy. He's just like antagonizing him, but he's not like, he has an agenda, and Luffy, taking down Luffy is not on that agenda. He did take down Law because he's a powerful devil fruit hunter. And so then you have that whole entire thing about Blackbeard being multiple people, and therefore he's able to handle multiple devil fruits. Maybe he can handle one more or something, but he has two right now. One with one arm, one with the other arm. I don't know where the last one's gonna go. But he's also just chilling on Pirate Island. Kind of like what his father was doing, or his father was intending to do. And now he's captured Garp, who defeated his father. But he doesn't seem like he's the revenge type. He seems very like a happy-go-lucky evil person. He's like, a man's dreams will never die. And so maybe he's using that whole entire man's dreams never die to live out the dreams of his father, to become king of the world. Maybe he, like Luffy wants to be king of the pirates, and his view of being king of the pirates is being the most free person in the world. Maybe Blackbeard's view of being king of the world is being the most powerful person in the world. I don't know. But there's a lot. And so I can kind of see more allegiances, or I can see more lines between Blackbeard and Rocks than I can see in between Buggy and Rocks. And then Blackbeard and Buggy, were they on the ship? Were they on Whitebeard's ship at the same time? Would it have ever come up that they were half brothers or anything like that? And the lighting is getting a little bit worse, so let me fix that first, real quick. Es un poco más mejor. Okay. It's a lot. Oh, yes. I know Buggy was on Roger's ship. I just don't know if Buggy and Blackbird were on Roger's... Oh, never mind. Sorry. Okay, yeah. Okay, Buggy and Shanks were on Roger's ship. Blackbeard was on Whitebeard's ship. And so far in the story, we've never seen them cross paths. Yeah, so far in the story, you've never seen them cross paths. Okay. This is just getting so complicated. Not not like bad complicated, but like just like really, really like a lot, like way convoluted. Um, and I've just been watching kind of like beginner One Piece videos lately, kind of going like um, getting into like why people should start One Piece, and I've been looking back at like the like the very beginning of the series, and it's just so interesting to see like since Luffy popped out of a barrel, what's happened with this series. And let me do this. I'm trying to. The sun's going down, and I'm making sure that the lighting stays good. I think. Nope. That's making it worse. Now there are lines on my face. Hold on. 1 second. Good enough. Okay, alrighty. There we go. Okay. Where was I? Let's see. I like the theory that Roger took in both of his rivals' children. I suppose he did. Wait, no. Never mind. Okay. Roger took in... Oh gosh, it's so like this series is so long that like, and people have like so many different theories and things about it. When things get revealed in the manga, I forget that these aren't things that we don't know yet. And like, I'm not surprised, but I should be, because it technically hasn't been revealed yet. But the whole thing with like Shamrock and like being Shanks's evil twin and different things, it's like people talked about that for so long before it even got revealed in the manga, that by the time it came up, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It's like, good for that. But yeah, I don't know. That's why I still enjoy watching with my sister, because she is completely removed from the One Piece internet, and she's surprised at things, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess I should have been surprised at that. But yeah. So, okay. This whole thing with the Davy Back fight. The Davy Back fight was presented in such a ridiculous way. When Foxy did it, they were cheating. He had a stupid laugh. He was like one of the first people introduced with like a really, really stupid laugh. Yeah. And like you forget how high the stakes are, because like it's being presented by such a ridiculous character, but they almost lost Chopper. Like they almost did. And like there was all the cheating going on and everything like that. The fact that the Davy Back fights, I mean, now that it mentions it, it's like, yes, like I can see a point where that would have been like very prevalent and rampant and a huge problem within the pirating world. But I'm wondering what happened that they stopped, and I'm wondering what happened that Foxy's the only one who really does it now. Because what if Law pulled up and he wanted to do a Davy Back fight? What if someone took Zoro? I would say Zoro would go back to the crew, but he would honestly get lost probably, so can't say that for sure. Or Someone could pull a Davy back fight and take Robin and try to get her to decipher poneglyphs for them. Something like that. So I'm like happy that they're coming back in a more complicated way. And it's also kind of like, hey, yeah, where were you? What happened with that? Like, why is that not a thing anymore? But let's see, Rox's crew he's assembled, they're all kind of like individuals. They are not loyal to him because they were all, I guess, stolen from Davy back fights. And I guess like the main thing that they could take in a Davy back fight was like your Jolly Roger. And so since Rox was doing these fights and he didn't have a Jolly Roger, I wonder like what kind of aspect that added to the fight and everything. And so we gotta think a little bit about what is Rox's goal. But he did say that it was to become the king of the world. And then I was gonna say, but I think I might have just connected the dots too. He said he was gonna become the king of the world, and then he told Emu that he would be back right there where they were. And so he probably meant he was going to, like, so he knew about Emu. That's one major thing. Is like he knew about Emu. He broke into Marijois. It doesn't say that he was the one who got the 5 kings. He didn't seem to have any kings with him when he attacked. Gunko was right there, and she didn't do anything. I assume that's Gunko because of the heterochromia. Oh gosh, there's so much stuff. Okay, like he broke into Marijois. He knew he couldn't do anything when he broke into Marijois, but he just did. He got all the way to Emu just to make a threat, and then he left. So what is the point of that? Never mind. It does say that he was the one who took the kings. Large man dressed in black. What did he do to them, though? Because we don't see them. He says, I assume Blackbeard will use a Davy back fight to try and steal Robin to read the ancient text. That would be absolutely crazy. That would be absolutely insane to see a Davy back fight with the crew at the power level that they are now. And at the same power level that Blackbeard's crew is. That terrifies me. Honestly. That's a whole entire arc. Oh. Man. Okay. But I can totally see him doing that. I agree. So. Okay. So Rox broke into Marijois. Attacked some kings. Made it over to Mu. Made a threat. Maybe he attacked the king to get leverage. I don't know. I have a feeling he knew it wouldn't do anything. But he described himself as a worshiper of Davy Jones. What's all that about? What do we know about Davy Jones? Davy Jones probably started the Davy back fights. Probably. I would assume that that's how that went. Didn't Vanderdecken like Davy Jones too? I haven't watched Fishman Island in a minute. But I think Vanderdecken was a fan. I keep thinking of Hody Jones, but I don't think there's any relation. Um, Naturally, word of this incident never saw the light of day, but as it happened, one other man infiltrated the Holy Land at the same time. Okay, so Rox wants to be the king of the world, and it was after he broke into Marie's Joie and made a threat. It was after that he became a pirate and started terrorizing people and getting a crew and everything. So it's kind of like, where did he come from? Like, what in the world? Like, how do you start out like that? Um, he's just like this crazy man. Why is he like this? I would say I want to know, but I know that's going to be another 5 chapters, probably. And then the whole part about him being half Buggy, or him being the father of Buggy and Blackbeard. I really don't think he's also the father of Buggy. I think he's just squinting in one eye. I don't think he's like actually like he has a Buggy shaped eye or something like that. Yeah, I think I'd like to not accept that theory that Buggy and Blackbeard are half brothers. And then it's also like, who's their mother? But that has something that has never really mattered in this show. We just have a whole bunch of bad fathers and like absent mothers. Except for Rouge. Rouge was good. And like the Dan, except she wasn't like actually a. No, never mind. One Piece is a patriarchal body of work. Yeah, interesting. We're going deep with the flashbacks in this arc. Heavy on the flashbacks. And then I assume after the break we're going to continue on with another flashback. But yeah. Let's see. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about this arc. Different theories you have and things. I don't know. It's like it answers like 2 questions and then it. Oh, there's a bunny in my backyard. Oh, that's cute. It answers like 2 questions and then it poses like 5 more. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't be happy with it. But let's see some other anime stuff and manga stuff that I've been into lately is, I don't know if anyone's watching Kaiju number 8, but I just finished the manga for that one, and that's been interesting. I'm not going to spoil anyone who's reading that right now. But yeah, that second season is popping up, and I showed it to my parents because they watch anime sometimes, and like some animes that I've shown them, they watch Ranking of Kings and Spy Family and everything. And so then I showed them Kaiju number 8. I showed my sister the first 2 episodes of Kaiju number 8, and she didn't like it because she said she was violent. She said it was violent, and I was like, what violence? And then I watched it with my parents, and then I was like, oh, yeah, I guess it is a little bit violent, but I guess I just didn't register it because it's like monsters and it's monster violence. So I was like, they aren't real. So maybe it's just like violence against humans that kind of messes with me, I guess. Like attack. There were some parts of Attack on Titan that were like, huh. But with Kaiju number 8, I guess I just didn't even think about it. But I'm excited for that second season. I can say after reading the manga that some of the stuff that's going to get animated is going to be absolutely amazing. And yeah, let's see. I mentioned in the very beginning, I'm watching To Be Hero X. To Be Hero X has been phenomenal. These are the shortest anime episodes I have ever seen. Each week, it's like it goes by too fast, way too fast. And I've just really been enjoying that show because it leaves everything on cliffhangers like this one. I just leave with more questions, and it's the structure of the show is like unlike anything else that's out there right now because it's kind of like an anthology of different stories that are all interconnected, and we don't really know how they're all gonna like play together, but there's no like unlike One Piece, there's no clear overarching story for what's going on. It's just been all very individual within their lives and how they all interact with each other as superheroes and different things. So it's been a lot of fun watching that. And so if you haven't gotten into To Be Hero X, I would definitely recommend that one. Let's see. I finished Apothecary Diaries. I have come to the conclusion that Apothecary Diaries is a very confusing show that suffers from various rounds of translations, and I like the characters, so I don't really care. And we'll just leave it at that. What else? There's this manga that I'm reading called Fall in Love, You False Angels. It's about, because I read shoujo sometimes. Like, I'm not just like a main, like, shonen girl only. But that one is about kind of like these two perfect high school students. Like, it's like class president and vice president. Think Love is War, if you've seen that one. I really like that one. But it's like these two, they present themselves as like these perfect students, except then they have like another side that's like, oh, she's not nice all the time. Like, oh, he's actually like kind of rude a little bit. And so they both realize that about each other, and they're like, it intrigues the other about the other. Like, you're just like me. You're not nice either. And so it's funny kind of seeing them interact in different things. And it's been different than some other shoujo manga that I've read, because a lot of the time the whole entire plot will be due to miscommunication, and everything, like all the tension, all the drama and everything could just be solved if two people had a conversation. And in this one, they're having the conversations. They're just laying it all out on the table. And there's still like a plot that goes with it. There's still tension and conflict and everything, even though they're having the conversations that they're usually yelling at the screen for them to have. And so that's been fun to read too. It's only, like 15 chapters out or so. But I've enjoyed what I've read so far, and I hope that one keeps going. And then, let's see, Kaiju number 8, I finished reading. Apothecary Diaries, that one. What else? Oh, K-pop Demon Hunters. K-pop Demon Hunters has been on my mind for the longest time. I think I watched it like the weekend it came out. The songs have been on my repeat playlist, and I'm pretty sure they're going to end up on my Spotify Wrapped. But I actually have a video in the works about how there are a lot of Christian themes within that show, and I can't wait to talk about that. I was going to record it today, but I was like, no, I want to flesh this out a little bit more and kind of get more into detail on that one. Um, but that show is, I would say it's a lot more that meets the eye, but I will say it is a very simple story. Um, the movie could have been longer, honestly, and it's not like they're like complex characters or like a deep plot or anything. Um, Maybe it's a little bit overhyped because I made my sister watch it and she was like, "Oh yeah, it's good. It's okay." Um, but I really enjoyed it, and the music is fantastic. And I think there are a lot of elements within that movie that can be elaborated on deeper. Like, it's like the main group is this group of demon hunters, and they're also K-pop idols. And it's three girls, and they're going around. They have to seal something called the Hone Moon, which is like this magical barrier that separates the demons from the humans and keeps the demons in their place and doesn't let them go attack the humans and infiltrate their lives and everything. And so they seal the Hone Moon every year by singing awesome banger songs. And so they are almost sealing it. It has to turn gold. They can see little bits of it turning gold, but it hasn't turned fully gold yet. And so they're singing all these when a boy band shows up, and the boy band is a demon boy band composed entirely of demons who their only purpose is to stop the trio of girls. Their name is Huntrix, that's their band's name, to stop them from sealing the Hone Moon. And it's working because everybody's like falling in love with the guy K-pop group, the Saja Boys, and everything. And you kind of see them interact with each other, and you have like the main guy of the group is talking to the main girl of the group, and they're talking about like different things like shame and everything, because like the demons can be controlled because they have patterns, and the patterns show up when you have shame in your life and everything. And that's a whole entire sermon. And then there's this thing with identity. It's like who you are, what it means to be a hunter, what it means to be a demon, what it means to be like perfect all the time. It kind of reminds me of Elsa in Frozen, kind of like conceal, don't feel. I mean, if you haven't seen the movie, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But just kind of hiding your iniquities and not sharing them with other people in order to solve them, but that really doesn't do anything. You have to share it and everything like that. But yeah, there is a lot of stuff that I want to talk about with that. And I'll probably post a video on it. And I know it's not my typical One Piece content, but I'm trying to branch out anyway. So that'll probably be up in a couple weeks or so. I don't know. But yeah. Let me see. Another comment. Blackbeard doesn't have to steal Robin. He already kidnapped Pudding, and she can possibly read Poneglyphs too. I forgot about Pudding. Dang it. See, I don't know when this series is going to end, because what's Sanji gonna do when he finds out that Pudding's been kidnapped? And Pudding stole his memories. I'm pretty sure she kissed him. I'm pretty sure she stole the memories of that. I don't know if Pudding stole all of his memories of her. That would be sad. That would be the saddest thing to watch, other than Kuma's backstory, probably. Yeah, I totally forgot about Pudding. Yeah, you're not the only one. This series is gonna end in like 10 years at this point. I don't know. I think we're gonna be good for a minute, because I want to say he's going to be good about wrapping up all the loose ends. I think he really will be. I think he's got to have like, I don't know. I'd be very surprised if there were like loose ends within this series that didn't get, never mind. I wouldn't say very surprised, because there are so many loose ends, but I think he can do it. I believe in Oda. I believe that he can tie everything up in a nice bow. And I believe that, dang, Just because Pudding showed up means that she's going to be relevant. Just like the Davy Back fight showed up a billion episodes ago, they're still going to be relevant. So yeah, fun series that we've gotten ourselves into. I hope you guys have like a super amazing and awesome and wonderful week. I'm trying to post more consistently. I worry about Oda's health often. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to know like the ins and outs of like different people's careers and personal lives and everything. Um, it seems like the schedule recently has been taking some breaks on like a good basis, but then you also kind of think about the whole like there's like so many things going on. Like there's like the game, there's the live action. So like just because he's taking a break on the manga doesn't mean he's taking a break from One Piece essentially. Um, yeah, I mean you can just pray for him and everything, and make sure that I mean I don't know. It is a lot of pressure to write this and continue writing this. As someone who's trying to write a story on my own, it's like I know, like I haven't even written a story on my own. That's how complicated and difficult it can be. Um, so yeah, maybe just keep them in your prayers and everything. Um, yeah, I believe he'll be okay. So yeah, let's see. I hope you have an awesome week. For my channel, I'm trying to post a little bit more often. Maybe they're not like the most detailed videos or like the most complex or different things, but I just want to post consistently. There's this one kind of like money related podcast that I follow, and it's just kind of like my ritual. Like I watch it every Thursday, or I listen to it every Thursday on my way to work. And the guy, it's like the CEO of this like app that I use, and he just comes on and he talks about some random thing related to saving money, spending money, and everything each week. And so it's like I grown to rely on that as like a Thursday thing. It's like, oh, it's Thursday, I can listen to another podcast episode. So I would like to do that on Saturdays. Like I'll just post a short little video every Saturday. I might not be talking about like some complex topic. I might just be talking about like why One Piece is worth watching this year still, or something like that. But just like something every Saturday, and I'll try to keep it up. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you have an awesome week, and I will actually see you the Sunday after next, because I'm only going to live stream when there are chapter releases, so that I can also focus on posting videos like I just said. So I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.